Witnesses at the time described seeing a large white UFO in the sky.
Welcome to Watch Mojo Pop, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 recent mysteries involving unidentified, anomalous, or sometimes aerial phenomenon. Thanks for joining as we dive into the UAP mystery.
And as crazy as this sounds, it's what's guiding me now.
Number 10. Orbs witnessed near Lockheed Martin facility. On January 12, 2025, orbs were sighted in Colorado near a Lockheed Martin facility, according to multiple witnesses.
I tell you, there's some crazy stuff going on in this town. You can say that again, Mr. Garrison.
Allegedly, there was no sound observed by the witnesses, and they ruled out both Starlink and drones. According to reports, the UAP were forming different shapes as they would disappear and reappear. A video of the sighting was posted to Instagram on January 26th. Some local residents even shared similar experiences in the comments, indicating the mystery was not exclusive to 2025. For instance, on June 5, 2024, there was a report of an object several hundred feet long in the early morning Colorado skies, witnessed by about a dozen folks working at the Red Rock Amphitheater. Number 9. Sightings across Fresno. In January of 2025, there were multiple unexplained sightings in the skies of Fresno, California, some made by pilots.
Do you have any drone activity on your radar by any chance?
One of these sightings was a strange light captured by the Fox 26 News Channel's tower camera and sent to the Mutual UFO Network, or MUFON.
That one I would probably actually give an unknown classification to, which is a UFO.
They ruled out space launches and planets or stars, calling it an interesting capture based on the movement of the object. 4 days later, the Fresno tower received a call from two pilots requesting information because an unknown object was following one of the pilots at 3,500 feet. The Fresno police helicopter was even called to investigate.
We reached out to the FAA in Fresno for more information on Tuesday's unusual sighting by pilots, but we have yet to hear back.
Number 8. UAP reported by pilot in Oregon. On December 7, 2024, pilots flying in the skies of Oregon reported mysterious lights to air traffic control.
We're seeing 3 or 4 targets. Yeah, they're all altitudes, up and down. It's pretty crazy.
One pilot described them as moving in a corkscrew pattern. During this exchange, air traffic control actually referred to the UAP as a UFO, which is something you don't hear every day. The interesting report led NBC News' Gotti Schwartz to interview Ryan Graves, an ex-lieutenant U.S. Navy, FA-18 pilot, and co-founder of Americans for Safe Aerospace, to get his expert opinion.
This is a very consistent thing that's been happening to pilots. They are seeing things not just way up in the sky, potentially in space, but things that seem to be exhibiting very strange maneuvers and capabilities right in the atmosphere with the aircraft themselves.
Graves mentioned this has been an ongoing thing for pilots over the years, and as the stigma lifts, it allows more pilots to report some of the strange things they're seeing in our skies.
There seems to be this strange stalemate where the government simply can't find the information and they can't assign any type of threat level or origin to these objects. And that alone, I think, is something our adversaries will be taking careful notes on.
Number 7. Flight crews' experience with UAP over the Bahamas. On December 23, 2024, a flight crew witnessed a glowing spherical object in the skies over the Bahamas.
The aerospace world is full of flying machines that we all recognize. But sometimes, people see things in the sky that defy explanation.
Cassandra Martin, one of the flight attendants present that day, claims to have overheard the traffic controller say, "We have a foreign object. Can you please identify?"
I grabbed my phone and I just pressed it to the window to see if I can get a video of what the object was. I don't know what it was, and then I zoomed in as much as the phone allowed me to.
According to Martin, the pilot saw multiple objects, though she reported seeing only one. She even stated that there were several other aircraft who also reported witnessing the UAP. She was able to take a video via her phone through the window of the private jet, and the object appeared to change color. Whatever it was, it stayed with them for about 45 minutes, then suddenly disappeared.
And it had the capability just to zigzag and change color, so that was a little, daunting to say the least. But, it was also something fascinating that I was able to see and capture with my phone.
Number 6. Underwater UAP. In January of 2025, during an interview with Matt Gaetz, Representative Tim Burchett alleged that an admiral told him about an object the size of a football field reportedly moving hundreds of miles an hour underwater.
He's a little cagey, and then he leaned over and whispered to me, he said, "Tim, they're real."
According to Burchett, this is a documented case. Luis Elizondo, who claims he was the head of the Department of Defense's Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, also shared his thoughts regarding underwater UAP on the Joe Rogan podcast in 2024.
Have there been interactions with these things?
We're not at liberty to discuss any details about that.
Elizondo says he was once told about an object that moved, quote, hundreds and hundreds of knots underwater and was bigger than our submarine.
Right now, you know how big our submarines are, right? They're huge.
Yeah.
These two instances seem very similar, indicating that it's not only in our skies that we're seeing this mysterious, unidentified phenomena. Number 5. 3 nights of UAP witnessed at Tianjin International Airport, China. In September of 2024, there were 3 back-to-back nights of sightings of unidentified flying objects at the Tianjin International Airport in China. Because of these sightings, which began on September 11th, the airport canceled many flights.
Some flights circled above the airport dozens of times but couldn't land.
Officially, China has stated that these objects were drones, though the citizens continue to question this explanation for many reasons, including the length of time that the objects were able to remain in flight, as much as 10 hours.
This incident is far from simple. These drones flew in a no-fly zone and defied all jamming equipment. With a single battery,
the next night, security measures were increased, but that didn't stop the objects from returning and causing flights to circle without being able to land. On the 3rd night, September 13th, witnesses described seeing 4 or 5 of the same objects, despite the airport's increased security measures.
One person wrote, "Apart from the pilots, no one knows the incident better than I do. I was a crane operator, working overtime to lift materials when it happened. The crane was over 150 meters high. That thing was definitely not man-made."
Number 4. Shapeshifting UAP spotted in Florida. On March 22, 2025, a mysterious object was spotted changing shape in the skies above Green Cove Springs, Florida, around 4 p.m. in broad daylight. This event was recorded and posted across social media. The Naval Air Station Jacksonville, located about 15 miles from the sighting, had announced training exercises beginning that day and advised residents to expect an increase in aircraft activity and noise. However, the object that was recorded allegedly produced no noise. There were actually 34 reports of UAP across the state of Florida from March 1st to the 19th, according to the National UFO Reporting Center. Number 3. Egg-shaped UAP video release. In January 2025, News Nation independently obtained and subsequently released a video of an egg-shaped UAP allegedly received from a secret UAP craft retrieval program.
Let's slow this down to take a closer look.
The object appears smooth with no markings and no visual indications of propulsion. This exclusive video release was discussed across social media. According to News Nation's Ross Coulthart, U.S. Air Force veteran Jake Barber described the object in extraordinary detail to the Senate during a 4.5-hour testimony. This was also the object Barber referred to in his previous News Nation whistleblower interview.
The UAP's final destination still unknown.
Number 2. Whistleblower reveals alleged UAP retrieval program. In 2024, Jake Barber, considered a whistleblower by many, was interviewed by News Nation and revealed allegedly secretive UAP craft retrieval programs from his own first-hand experience.
You've lived with this secret for how long? You could say more than a decade.
According to Barber, he was a helicopter pilot contracted to retrieve craft. Barber told News Nation's Ross Coulthart that an egg-shaped craft, which might be familiar if you've been paying attention, quote, was not human.
How close did you get? Well, I was a helicopter pilot, and I operate with 150-foot to 200-foot long line. So I got within 150 feet of this object.
Over the last few years, prior to Barber speaking out, other whistleblowers like Luis Elizondo and David Grush have also alleged the existence of secretive UAP retrieval programs. Barber's interview was heavily discussed on social media before and after it aired.
And try and improve upon that path and widen the road. I expect the next people that are the next groups of folks that are going to be coming down this path are going to blow it wide open.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into Settings and switch on your notifications. Number 1. Skywatcher and the Jellyfish UAP. Jake Barber is part of Skywatcher, an organization which he describes as a privately funded elite team of aerial intelligence experts and scientists.
As you've heard about, we're focused on 2 different types of UAP calling. We have machine calling and we have psionic calling.
According to their X profile, this group was founded by former military and intelligence professionals to provide advanced aerial intelligence and protection systems. So far, Skywatcher has released 2 videos based on 2 2025 events via their YouTube channel, revealing the data they've been able to gather regarding UAP, including what they call a jellyfish type.
I would say the most significant encounter that I've had here was probably interacting with the jellyfish.
Other types of UAP have been described by Barber, from a vibrating crystal to a pulsating blob to orbs. So far, they've created a classification system with 9 types of UAP. As more data is gathered by Skywatcher, even more types may be discovered.
Our mission in our investigation is truly just getting started. We're quickly learning, in fact, how many things that we still don't know.
Have you experienced a UAP yourself, recently or otherwise? Comment down below and keep your eyes to the skies, as well as the seas, apparently.
I was shaking, like it was super exciting.